Hi, my name's Michelle, and I'm looking for a friend. No weird stuff, no romantic stuff, just a friend. I like video games and writing, and I tend to make impulsive decisions that change my life, like moving to Singapore. It's June 2019, and I'm jet lagged and tired and sleepy just off a flight home from Singapore, heart heavy because I'm missing someone. Because missing someone you love is not like missing a friend, it's like a crater he left behind when he departed. An impossible situation because I stupidly decided to fall in love with him, knowing full well he was moving halfway across the bloody world. Crying, I pick up my phone and I call a moving company and ask them how much it will cost to ship 3 boxes and a TV to Singapore. He says it will cost 250. I ask if he'll come in 2 weeks. Then I pick up my phone and I call my boyfriend and I tell him I'm moving to Singapore. Then I Google how to get a visa to stay in Singapore. So the next few weeks was by, and I'm working odd jobs in chip shops and closing bank accounts, and the most important thing, saying goodbye to friends. Late nights drinking warm beer in beer gardens, best friends forever beneath sunsets and stars, trying to get my overly worried and rightly so best friend Frankie to believe that I'll be okay. She says, I still think you're crazy for doing this, for moving to Asia for a guy that you've dated for less than 6 months, but okay, I love you. I love you too. So I finally get my big romantic rendezvous at the airport and hugging and kissing and crying from happiness. I spend my next few weeks in a whirl of romance and happiness, abandoning my phone and responsibilities to make up for time lost with my loved one after spending more time apart than together. So school starts and I'm convinced I've already got this living in Singapore thing down. Rule number one, always bring an umbrella wherever you go. This isn't like pansy ass London rain, it's like a monsoon rain. And I learned that the hard way. And sure, there's cultural differences. Like rush hour in London is like the 76th Hunger Games, and rush hour here is like people actually queue up. And being indoors is like being in a freezer, but then being outdoors makes you want to rip your skin off. And moving to Asia after spending my whole life being the Asian girl, I'll blend right in. No, here I'm as Angmo as they come. Great. So I'm convinced that making friends will be easy, but it's not. Wistfully watching school kids on the MRT, so blissfully unaware of the trials and tribulations of forming adult friendships. Social anxiety courses through my veins. Lumps in throats form whenever I'm picked on to speak in front of the class, but ironically, never at open mics, replaying and replaying every conversation I've had in my head again and again and again. Hot white adrenaline courses through my veins. The stress and pressure of making friends drives me into overload, so I just shut down completely. The depression is as intrusive as love, overwhelming, all encompassing, and the only thing on my mind. The reality of moving away from London starts to sink in. And I realize that all I will ever remain to be is a figment of imagination in my friends' minds, where the only proof I ever existed lies within Facebook milestone events sandwiched between memes and baby shower pictures scrolled over in a second. I am a ghost in a world that only knows you're alive through carefully curated Instagram stories, tired and frustrated with myself. One wrong scroll on Instagram makes me miserable in the sun. Why do I have FOMO over the life I used to run away from? So my best friends asked me, how is Singapore? And through the pressure that social media and I put on myself, I lie. I lie and I tell them, it's great. And I avoid the chances to FaceTime with them, to actually be real with them and continue to post pictures of pool parties and Marina Bay Sands and chicken rice and Marina Bay Sands and spend hours and hours crying, moping and crying some more until one day I decide to call Frankie. Hey, hey, how are you? I miss you so much. I'm good, you know, just work, drama school applications, work. How's Singapore? The $1 million question. I tried to bring myself to lie, but I just can't. You know what? I'm actually having a really shit time. And just like that, The curation of my artificially perfect life is broken down, and I'm mad at myself that I couldn't even tell my best friend in the whole entire world, who's seen me in every state possible, from blackout drunk to goddamn happy. After my crying and venting, she says, Michelle, you are the strongest person I know. I know you. Remember how in school you used to talk to anyone and you didn't care who they were? You need to try. You need to actually put yourself out there. Are you still writing? You should keep doing that, go to some open mics, some poetry readings. You'll start to feel better again, like the real Michelle. And after hours and hours of gossip and catch-ups and mindless talking until one of us has to go, we say our goodbyes. I love you. I love you too, but never leave it this long again. I promise. I won't. So here I am, standing behind a microphone. Does anyone else want to be my friend?